I was gonna go straight to the next game, but then I noticed that at the very least, the first batch of missions in Sarge's Heroes 2 are ridiculously short. So I'm gonna do some commentary on this version of this mission, which I could have easily skipped. Sure, it's not a well-done mission, kinda highlights a number of flaws in the game, and goes on longer than it needed to. But, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but when you're on missions that are less than 5 minutes long on any system more advanced than a Sega Genesis, you've got problems. Yes, I'm honestly saying that around 20 minutes of repeating the same semi-tedious bit around 5 or 6 times to lengthen a mission is better than having it fly by before the seat I just sat on warms up. By the way, get used to hearing that alarm. And get used to us dealing with a trio of guys charging into the center of the current area every time the alarm goes off. I'm a little curious why they have guys in the towers if they're only gonna fall asleep on guard duty. Also curious about the tire tracks. Sure, might be supply trucks or they might be filled with more prisoners, but why are there signs that they made impossibly sharp 90-degree turns and went into each building? Especially since not every building has anything in it. Maybe they're not supposed to be tire tracks to the building. Yeah, anyway, there's no real point behind saving the Grey Soldiers. I just tend to do it because I can't think of a good reason not to. If anything, it's kind of a bad idea to run into the cells for weapons or ammo or anything else that may be laying around for some reason. If you're caught inside when the gate automatically closes, Blaster appears, saying, where, Sergeant Hawk. It is literally the only time I can remember hearing Sarge's name in this entire game. Anyway, you lose a mission because of that, even though the Grey Soldiers you just freed could very easily open the cell, or just shoot Blastro, but they don't. Ugh. It's just a cheap way to make the player lose the mission. They tried to be clever with it, but it kind of fell flat. How can you not notice that you're being shot at? Has the cold affected your eardrums or something? Oh, he had a bazooka. Guess it kinda makes sense to give the deaf man an explosive weapon. What doesn't make sense is how long it took for the alarm to be raised in this piece of the facility, and why the alarm going off doesn't make the entire facility come on high alert. Okay, where did he come from? And why did Sarge moonwalk for a bit there? Oh, what a surprise. The 3 Grey Soldiers we just released are already dead. Oh, how are we supposed to go on without them? They were like brothers to me. Now that I think about it, in the entire Armyman franchise, I can only think of one character from the Grey Nation. An amoral scientist who would probably work for either side, so long as he could continue to do his experiments. Though, considering the sort of things he typically does, I doubt there was ever any potential for him to be part of the Green Forces. Really makes me wonder why they decided to make that guy the color grey. And again, they aren't really thinking of standard color associations in this series. When has the color tan ever been evil other than this? The closest I can think of is various armies wearing tan as desert camouflage, but that typically applied to both sides of a war. Maybe I'm just not thinking far enough back. Anyway, let's clear this area out. It's got a helipad, so we're likely to have to clear it again at the end of the mission, along with the areas along the way from Shrap's location. You know, it's a little strange that we've got so much more ammo for the sniper rifle than we do for the normal rifle. Also strange when the alarm went off. Bloody hell. We were pretty much done with the PlayStation 1 version of this mission by now, if not actually finished. There has to be some kind of happy medium between a mission feels like it's dragging on and feeling too short. That sniper was a hell of a lot more on the ball than anyone else we've seen in this base. Really says something a single sniper can nearly kill us in this game when he's even moderately knows what he's doing. Anyway, let's fall back for a medkit. We probably won't have much reason to enter the first two areas of this mission again, so may as well use as much of the resources there as possible.
Good to go.
I really don't get why they need one gate immediately after another. Kinda reminds me of airlocks on a spaceship, but this is a goddamn gulag. Hell, the very fact that the place is this well defended really goes against the concepts of gulags from what I remember. Aren't gulags supposed to be prisons put in the middle of a wasteland that's so far from civilization that the guards don't need to do much to keep order? Just the promise of potentially starving or freezing to death is typically enough. Yeah, I'm not saying that the guards or walls are completely pointless in a gulag, just that this mission really doesn't fit my definition of the word. Maybe I just don't have a full understanding of what it means. Most I've got some vaguely remembered stories told about the Gulag archipelago to draw on. It's not like I've talked to anyone who's been in one or read anything by someone who experienced it firsthand. Great. I'm tempted to start reading some of Solzhenitsyn's work. Another piece of the prison cleared. For now, at any rate. Somehow doubt there's anything worth getting in this area. Bloody hell, why do we have to be positioned perfectly if we want to pull the switches in this game? Sure, I've been pretty good about it for the most part, and have made sure that there's never any enemies shooting at us when we go to a switch, but still, it could have been done better. Think I see the guy in the sniper tower, or at least part of him. Was a little worried that shot wouldn't land. Also a little worried I'll run out of steam before the end of this mission. It's a little harder than I expected to push myself through commentating on this one. We've done this exact song and dance 4 times before this, and we've got to do it again at least one more time after. And to make matters worse, part of me is saying I've already completed the game. And doing the N64 version of this mission doesn't add enough to the LP to be worth it. Still, we've gone this far into it, would be a shame to stop now. Was hoping for rifle ammo. Still, a flamethrower could be useful against bugs. And we've still got some more ground to cover before we have to deal with those, though. And this rifle has a lot less ammo than I feel comfortable with. Bloody hell, just about every mission has a good amount of rifle ammo, but this one seems to be holding out on us. Would have thought I'd remember that little detail. And again, this entire mission has always felt like a blur to me. You know what's really sad? As tedious as this mission feels right now, it still feels better than the missions I've already written the script for in Sarge's Heroes 2. There's some sense that if we aren't on the ball for long enough, make a few too many mistakes, we could get killed. But in the immediate sequel, it so far doesn't feel like the enemy had nearly as much of a chance as they did in this mission. Maybe they heard the complaints about the earlier missions being frustrating, so they decided to make the entire game easier. Maybe the company was in bad shape by that point, and they just wanted to release the next game as fast as possible, so there wasn't as much time to work on the mission. Whatever the reasons, one of the worst missions in Sarge's Heroes 1 feels more satisfying than a good number of missions in Sarge's Heroes 2. Not that Sarge's Heroes 2 is completely devoid of fun. If it was, I wouldn't touch it. I should probably stop talking about the next game and get back to this mission. We're just about to shrap now. And here we are, just where the PlayStation 1 version started the mission from. I know I've said this before, but it bears repeating. Turning enemy prisoners of war into spiders is pretty damn creepy. Seriously, twisting somebody's body around into something that doesn't even look vaguely human is pretty high on the disturbing scale. The fact that they're essentially forcing people to move into the machine is even worse. Though I have to wonder why they don't resist a little more. Sure, I get that animating something like that when this is the only time in the game this kind of machine exists would be putting more attention to detail than this particular team of game designers felt the need for in this game. Still, those grey soldiers seem all too willing to go through that procedure. Oh, don't tell me those shots are still being blocked by that dead spider there. That's it. Time to get the shotgun a few kills. Well, at least we managed to hit him before he hit us. Yeah, I wasn't kidding about the shotgun in this game. Still, got us through this piece of the mission. Now where's a medkit? How convenient.
Good to go.
Okay, now let's get shrap and finish this thing. You know, I'll never understand why I find Shrap less annoying in this version of the game. It's not like the voice actor was bad, he was exactly what the game designers wanted him to be. Place your bets. How much resistance has spawned between us and the helipad? At least we're not being timed to reach it this time. We've already got enough issues due to a lack of ammo. Great, snipers spawned on the towers. This will make things a little more complicated than I expected. Maybe I should have saved sniper ammo earlier. And no, despite the fact that more enemies spawn, I don't think any new ammo supplies pop up in the areas we've already been through. Just another cheap tactic this game throws at you. Thankfully, this will be the last time we'll have to deal with something that cheap in this series. At least, as far as I remember. Really? No more in here? knew it felt a little too easy. Probably a good time to start freeing some more grey soldiers. Even if they aren't that good in a fight, they might be able to get some of the pressure off of us. And considering our current ammo situation, we're gonna need all the help we can get. Always feel a little nervous when we enter one of those cells. Why do they close after a certain amount of time, though? And why are the grey soldiers armed inside of them? If they're armed, shouldn't they have been causing some sort of trouble for the dance before we arrived? Anyone seeing why I considered avoiding doing commentary on this version of the mission? I hope I managed to make it a pleasant ride, though I don't respect it all that much. Wait, where are the greys we just released? One of them's on radar, behind the gates that just closed behind us. Huh. Okay, that went better than I expected. I'm a little too used to what few allies in this game that actually fight back, dying most of the time they meet the enemy. It's a pleasure to see these guys are ready for some more. We won't be able to get reinforcements via prisoners until the next area. Wait, one of the greys looks like he's running through the walls and out of the prison? I can't really blame him for running off. He'll give him a longer lifespan, and he's not part of our war. I'm not even sure why he was imprisoned here, especially considering the fact that Rift's prison lacked any prisoners. And again, this is the only prison with multiple prisoners in the game, despite the fact that we had to rescue how many people over the course of it? And this is the last of the prisoners left in the facility. Somehow doubt anyone other than Sarge and Shrap will get on the helicopter at the end, regardless of how many greys are left alive. Now that I think about it, how did a green helicopter manage to get here without getting shot down on the way? Almost as bad as a helicopter bit from the first mission of the game. At least it's not just sitting at the pad waiting to get attacked by the Tans. And that should do it for the enemies in this mission. There, I've done my duty for the first Sarge's Heroes game. Time to get work on Sarge's Heroes 2. Hope you all enjoyed the ride.